Hi everyone, it's Jeremy, and in this video, I'll be covering all the general details you need to know about the upcoming new launch in Jurong, SORA. Then, I'll move on to the possible indicated pricing on launch and whether buying into SORA is a good investment. So, let's start with some general information. The developers for SORA are CAL, Singhai, and KSH Holdings, all of which are prestigious developers in their own right. It will be located along Yuanqing Road, which is next to Jurong Lake, meaning that the stacks will have the unique characteristic of having unblocked views of Jurong Lake. It will consist of 4 total blocks with a total of 440 units, with an estimated launch date of 22 June 2024 and TOP date of 30 June 2028. This TOP date is significant, but as to why, we will cover later on in the video. Moving on to unit mix, there's a relatively even mix between smaller units, 2 bedrooms and below, at 53.18% and larger units, 3 bedrooms and above, at 47.82%, with the larger units being prime choices not only for own stay, but also investment. Lastly, the development is also home to 60 distinct facilities, all of which are designed to allow residents to have the best view of Jurong Lake Gardens while they use them. The development will incorporate water feature landscaping into its architecture, and here are some artist renderings of how it could look once completed. Moving on, we will talk about the question in most people's minds, the location. The nearest MRT currently is Lakeside MRT Station, which is a 15-minute walk away from SORA. But worry not, there is a bus stop directly in front of the development, which is only 3 stops away from the MRT station for now. Additionally, by the time the first residents move in, there will be the Enterprise MRT station that will be built nearby. For families with kids, I'm sure schools nearby are also a concern, so let us address that. In the vicinity, there is Lakeside Primary School, Rulang Primary School, River Valley High School, and the Canadian International School, and more. So there will likely be more demand from foreigners wanting to live in the area as well. As you can see here, SORA is located very close to a slew of amenities, with some distinct ones to the area, like Passion Wave for all types of water sports, Rosal Walk, and for traditional sports facilities, the Active SG Sports Village and Active SG Park are all relatively close by as well. But don't worry, even if you fall into the lake, Ng Fong Hospital is just 10 minutes away. And if being in nature is more of your preference, there will be 300 meters of frontage overlooking Jurong Lake Gardens as well, with a 270-degree lake view from the development. But worry not, even with all the greenery, it's still within good distance of a range of malls to suit all your shopping needs, like GEM, IMMM, and Taman Jurong Shopping Centre. All in all, buyers do not have to worry about connectivity, as it will be in proximity to the Jurong Region Line, the future Cross Island Line, the East-West Line, and the North-South Line. If you guys enjoyed the video thus far, please do like the video to show support, as I spent a lot of time collecting all this information so far in advance. Thank you. Now, let's move on to my favourite part. Is it a good buy or not? To determine this, we need to consider a few factors. One is launch pricing, which we can estimate based on the cost of the land and comparative launch pricing in the area. 2 is the exit strategy, which will make up a bulk of our analysis due to the weight of the importance we place on being able to make money from your property in the future. As you can see here, the developers have been able to purchase the land plot at a significantly lower price comparatively to nearby developments like Lake Garden Residences. This does translate into a possibly lower launch price, comparable or maybe even slightly higher to Lake Garden Residences next door, which does make it a value buy, adjusting for inflation and the rising construction costs since the launch of Lake Garden Residences in August 2023. Since I believe entry price is the largest determinant of capital appreciation, this should allow for SORA to have high, if not the highest potential for capital appreciation compared to other developments in the area. With varying profit margins, with estimated possible launch prices as seen here. If developers choose to make a margin of 15% and lower, this would indicate to us as consumers that it's priced fairly and similarly to other earlier launched developments in the OCR, which currently transact around 2,140 PSF. But of course, this is just an estimation and an opinion. So if you guys want to be kept up to date and the developers do release their confirmations, do be sure to subscribe to our channel and my social media, where we will keep you up to date with any changes. Let us cover the exit strategy for SORA. For us to determine an exit strategy, we will consider a few factors. First, new developments in the area. Second, nearby projects and their performance. Third, will the proximity to MRT stations affect the gains? And lastly, fourth, who are your target and potential buyers? For the first factor, As I'm sure most of you know, the Jurong area is undergoing major redevelopment with things like the Jurong Lake District, the Jurong Innovation District, and the Tuas Megaport. All these developments are driving demand for residential property in the west, and by extension, all the new projects in Jurong as well. So, as long as the government follows through with their plans, which they always do, we should be able to see a second CBD emerging in the area. And if you do want to find out more, check out our video where we cover everything you need to know about the Jurong area. For the second factor, let's compare nearby developments and their performance. The first project we are comparing is Lakeville, which is located here. TOP was in 2018, and as you can see here, it sees an annualized capital gain of 3.7%. The next project we are going to be looking at is Lake Grand, which sees an annualized capital gain of 4.87%, which TOP in 2019. And lastly, J Gateway, which was completed in 2016 and sees an annualized capital gain of 5.82%, all which are relatively healthy numbers in terms of potential and actualized growth. The third factor we will be considering is if the distance to MRT stations are going to massively affect gains. For me, the answer is no, and even if it will be at negligible levels. To show you why I say this, I have compiled a list of 3 projects in various parts of Singapore, all around the same distance, if not further, from an MRT station. The first is Whistler Grand, which is a 19-minute walk to Clementi MRT. It has seen an estimated annualized gain of 6.51%. Next is Clement Canopy, which is 13 minutes away from the MRT station, and it has an annualized gain of 4.345%. Lastly is Riverfront Residences, which is 13 minutes away from the MRT station, and it has seen an annualized gain of 5.215%. All of this information indicates that it will still have the potential to see good capital gain values as well, due to other more important factors like entry price, in addition to it already being in Jurong, which will see significant demand in the future due to the transformation. Lastly, who are the potential buyers when you do sell in the future? To determine this, we look through past transactions of the 3 projects we listed above: Lakeville, Lake Grand, and J Gateway. And with this, we can see that there is a 50-50 split between HDB upgraders and other private homeowners. Through research, we have identified 2 distinct HDBs that will MOP around 2027 and 2028, coinciding with the TOP of SORA, as the people with the most potential buyers. These BTO flats are Boon Lay Glade and Jurong West Jewel. These flats have a total of nearly 1,400 units, and as we have seen in the past, there is a high potential for those residents to make significant enough capital gains on their purchase. So, by the time they reach their MOP, these homeowners will start looking around to upgrade to private property. A common pattern of behavior we observe is that most residents who have chosen to upgrade to a private property from a HDB often stay within the same district, all of which will drive the already high demand in the area even higher. Thank you for watching to the end. So, as I was editing this video, I received more information on the project launch. So here is a summary of SORA's investment strategy and also some exclusive information before the launch. Judging from previous launches in the Lentor area and developer pricing, it is my opinion that launch pricing will highly likely be on average priced below Lake Garden residences next door. This in turn will make it very easily palatable to consumers, as not only is it a premium product comparatively, it will also stand to be a better investment due to the entry price. This lower entry, coupled with the TOP dates coinciding with the MOP dates of surrounding flats, will lead to higher buy demand if one is looking to exit from the property in 3 to 5 years. Lastly, the large price gap between Jayden that is relatively close by at around 2,800 plus PSF and SORA, which should be launched below the 2,140 average price of Lake Garden residences, fully does illustrate there is more than enough room for capital appreciation. And not only that, but that SORA is the clear choice in terms of one of the best investment opportunities in 2024. With all this information, I hope you will have a better understanding of SORA and its pros and cons, allowing you to come to a better decision regarding whether you might want to buy in the project or not. If you would like to know more about the project, like what are the optimal layouts, or need advice on how to best structure your portfolio or make your next property investment, do feel free to contact me through all the avenues listed in the description below. Moving forward, we will be continually posting more videos on all major developments in Singapore property and new launches. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or feedback on what type of videos you would like to see next, please do leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching!